Welcome to Mom Knows Ball. There's no better way to start the year than with our two guests today. I'm Jordan King. This is Mom, and Mom, I'm going to let you introduce our special guest for our first episode of 2025.
Okay, and we always let our guests introduce themselves because we think they know best about each other. But I have to say, I met Gabe and Chastity, I don't know, 2017, 2018, when we were all living in the same neighborhood in Alabama. And we bonded despite the fact that we went to competing colleges. Like, you might be my only Auburn fan that I am still talking to. And we also bonded over the fact that we are part of the same sorority. And so, but what I'd like for y'all to do today is, Gabe, if you could introduce your mom, just tell us something fun about her. And Chastity, if you could introduce Gabe, and we will get the party started.
So this is my mom. Her name is Chastity. She's from Sheffield, Alabama. She's the oldest of 9 siblings. She started out at Alabama State, but she graduated from Auburn with an agriculture degree. She has an MBA and a JD. She attended law school in Birmingham, and she is now an attorney after passing the bar and started her own law firm. And on top of that, she's also an AKA.
Wow.
Attorney.
I like how efficient he was with that introduction. He was like, I got my bullet points, and I'm just gonna. No, that was good. Very efficient there. Very efficient.
Thank you.
Mom, introduce us and the Mom Knows Ball family. Your son, Gabe.
Yeah, so this is Gabriel, also known as Gabe. That was intentional, by the way. I love the name Gabriel, but I also wanted to pick his nickname, so that was intentional. He is 17 years old. He's a senior, so he is in the short long of it right now. He is a baller, and he loves baseball. He lives and breathes baseball, but he also is an aspiring engineer, and he's just doing some fantastic things in the STEM arena. And he's just an all around just good dude.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he is a good kid. I have followed the good thing about social media, and our kids know this, in that they'll go somewhere and somebody will be like, "Hey, Jordan," and Jordan's like, "I don't know that person." But
Yeah.
they feel like they know you through social media. So, Gabe, I've been following everything that's been going on through your mom. So,
And we're bearing the lead here. You just committed to play baseball at Morehouse. So I mean, he's not only a baller, but he's a future collegiate baller, which none of us in this room could say. I mean, I tried, but failed many times in many different sports. But that's incredible. And what position are you going to be playing?
So I am an outfielder and a first baseman. I'll also probably get in at third as well, but I'll mostly play outfield and first base.
Nice. I played first base too. Again, 8th
Oh,
grade.
cool.
That was it.
Can you
So,
pick it?
yeah, I was a lefty. I was short and stout, so a little bit of a power game. But yeah,
you had a
Can you
power
pick it?
game, Jordan?
I mean, never hit a home run, but like it was there. Like you could see the vision of like.
Right there.
Yeah, I hit the fence once, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, you had a power game. We always talk about Jordan rewriting his athletic history, but hey, if that's
Once
how
you get
remember.
once you get past 30, you kind of have to just like it's all because there's no proof of it, so you can really create your own, memory. Revisionist history is revisionist history for a reason. So maybe with the right, maybe with the right breaks, I really could have been something. So.
Well,
And I want to apologize ahead of time, you guys. I told everyone, but I am in this new year. I am now a father of a dog, so I've adopted I'm fostering a dog, and I may or may not be allergic to said dog, but we're powering through.
Puppy daddy. We got it. Puppy daddy.
You got it.
Okay, we got it. Okay, so let's talk about Morehouse. I'm so excited. I was really excited when your mom posted that had committed to Morehouse. Kind of tell me about what led to you deciding to attend Morehouse, because I'm sure there were other options as well.
So I started my recruiting journey pretty young. It's my sophomore year. I had a pretty big idea of what I wanted. I knew I wanted to do engineering, and I knew I wanted to play baseball in college. So those years, I got a big list, and I just put on all the schools that fit that criteria. And so going to my junior year, that's when really got more serious because like I knew like a year from now I'd be committed or going to a college. So I narrowed down to 5 schools that I was in contact with. I had gone to camps and showcases, and in all, Morehouse came up on top. They had software engineering, which is the degree I want to pursue. They had a great opportunity to play baseball at the D2 level and a great conference. They had a very welcoming staff and teammates. I actually went on an official visit, and they did all these great things for me. They introduced me to the players. I got to work with the team, and I got to meet all the staff as well as take pictures and uniforms, all type of great stuff. And another big part was the fact that they have such a rich history. It's an HBCU in Atlanta, where I currently reside, and they have lots of alumni like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I know like a lot of people in my community that have graduated from Morehouse, and they're all very successful. I just want to be like one of them.
I love that. I think
This
Jordan,
kid's gonna
you
be. I mean, I feel like you're more mature than me at this point, Gabe. Like the way you're talking,
I don't know if
and
there yet.
you got a full 10-year plan. I know, yeah, you very very impressive young man. I hate saying that because I still feel like a young man, but like very very impressed
I
with
thought you were
just
like 20.
yeah
I thought you
oh,
were like 20.
he loves hearing that, Gabe. He loves hearing
yeah.
that.
And mom hates
Faces. They both have these faces, which, by the way, looks just like our faces. Like they
it's
spell our
really
faces.
Yeah. Yeah, you all are twinning, and I know people always say we're twinning,
Y'all
so
are definitely 20. I wanna add a little bit just with the recruiting journey because I mean Gabe is it's baseball is not like football, right? Or even basketball or even track. It is grueling. It is a grueling process, and I mean, and his level of focus as a parent was impressive, because a lot of things come easy for Gabe, to be quite honest with you, like school and stuff like that. I mean, he plays 2 instruments. He's just naturally like decent, like average to great at stuff. And with baseball, I mean, it's designed to be a game of failure, right?
That's true.
So, and just watching him in the journey and taking feedback along the way and all that good stuff and tweaking what he needed to tweak to be successful. And, when we were on the phone with the Morehouse coaches, it was great because they remembered Gabe when he lived in Alabama and would come over to play in tournaments. So they had a history of being able to observe him, which was great. And when we were on the phone with the coaches, I told them, I said, I'm not going to have a mama cry moment or anything like that. I said, but to know that your child is not only going to be somewhere that breeds success, but also is a safe environment for him. I tell you, I kind of kept out of it. His dad kept out of it. It really was his choice. But I mean, we were like jumping for joy that Morehouse was his final choice. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world.
no, I love Morehouse for him for all those reasons
Mm-hmm.
that you just mentioned. I mean, there's so much the rich history. I think Jordan has I know
yeah.
you have
I gotta put you in. I've had a couple family members,
yeah.
and I actually have a cousin who goes there now. He's a sophomore.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Aaliyah. So we gotta put you in connection there. But
Mm.
another cousin who graduated, I think in 2019. So yeah, we got some roots there.
That would be
Great.
great.
That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so Jordan, I'm going to try to stay on script. I'm sure Jordan will veer
Mom,
off.
when do I not stay on script? Like I am as scripted as they come. And also, Tamra now is adding on. You know, Tamra, our producer, we love Tam. She's
Tam,
adding
Tam.
on to the jokes. I said the whole Gabe's got a 10-year plan, and Tamra was like, "Jordan, do you have a 1 hour plan?" Which I personally think was, I mean, just all right. Like I have a week plan for sure. So I know we're doing this week.
I was actually thinking when you said Gabe had a 10-year plan, I'm like, okay, let's see what our plan is to get Jordan to work on time tomorrow. So,
Hey, see why you airing out dirty laundry like that? I'm always on work. I I have early hours
he
because
is really.
I work on a football show and it's basically based on the East Coast, but it's we film it on the West Coast, so it's the 6 a.m., which is early. Like I know in high school y'all start classes at like 5 a.m., which is I still don't know why.
Close
It's
to
like
that.
Workouts at 6 a.m. But I tell you one thing, Jordan. Every time Gabe is out somewhere, people will stop him and they say, "Are you a middle linebacker?" Like
I
for
did that a lot.
years.
oh wow, that's the highest compliment. Was football ever, or was it always like baseball, baseball?
I've experimented different sports, but baseball has always been there. I've
Yeah,
always chosen baseball over all the other sports, and I did track a lot. That's my
mhm,
second one, I would say, and then basketball.
yeah.
But going to high school, I did track and baseball, but then it really came down like I just want to focus on baseball.
Yeah. I feel like all the again, not that I was one, but I remember it because I went to a weird crunchy granola boarding school in Vermont, but I did go to like a standard Texas middle school, and all the really good athletes they would always do track as well to kind of stay in shape for
Got to stay
whatever
in shape.
their main sport was. So that does make sense just to make
Yeah.
not that yeah, but I think
And we
that's
actually lived in Texas. So Gabe played football while we lived in Texas, and you you learn a lot about football as a Texas player. I mean, it pretty
it's
much it
no
may as
it,
well be it may as
yeah
well be the SEC. I
it
mean, they
is
didn't stop practices till it was 104 degrees, and these
True.
kids are like 10 years old, and it was pretty it was pretty intense. But I feel like all of those sports, because Gabe has pretty much played everything except for probably lacrosse and archery.
you throw an archery.
Yeah.
I helped build him and into like pretty much what he is, and they all provided something, right? Agility or
Yeah.
speed or endurance or something along the way.
Yep.
And I did, as we talk about me staying on schedule, I am going to go off schedule here because I just look, I like talking to you. I got a lot of questions about the game. You said something about baseball being like a game of failure, and I do find that like such it's
It
true.
is.
Like the best hitters in the world, they only get a hit 3 out of 10 times. You think about it, like getting batting 300 is like a really that's elite at that sport. It's one of the few sports where like you see a Mike Trout, a Shohei, Aaron Judge strike out more than they hit home runs, and so it
True.
is a. I think it is a sport where you really do have to have kind of a mental. It's like I think it's more challenging mentally than anything because you can get in
Hmm.
Mm,
these slumps and you can overthink it, and you don't always like it's a reactionary thing, and it's not like the ball is always coming to you or you're getting 10 at bats. Like you're only getting a couple, and you just
Yeah.
got to stay ready. So I do think it's a sport. It's not for the mentally weak, and so I do think you have to be built a little different,
you
and
do.
definitely seems like our guy Gabe is. So
So I wanted to ask, we talk about sports as this the podcast, the backdrop is sports, but we always say that it's so much bigger than what's happening on the field, on the diamond, on the court, on the ice. I don't know if I got them all. Maybe I did. That you learn so much more than just the skills of the game. Gabe, do
True.
you think that's true in terms of some of the things that sports has taught you besides, the skills to play baseball or the other sports that you've played?
I think baseball has been the most influential part of my childhood. It taught me many skills. Like I'll first of all, I'll talk about discipline. I think it baseball requires lots and lots of effort. You can't really just be an athlete and be good at it. Like for football or track, if you're just naturally fast or naturally strong, you can use that to an extent, but in baseball, you're gonna get shown for your weaknesses. I th that help discipline has helped me train and be on time with my work in the class as well as on work on the field, and it's just a good habit to have. Also, I'll talk about coming over the fear of failure and stress. In baseball, it's a game of failure, as you said. It's a mental game, and you have to learn how to deal with that failure and stress. I think stress comes before the action, and then the feeling of like being down comes after. So for me, I used to have really bad anxiety on the field when I was younger, and I had to overcome that like breathing exercises. I had to learn how to calm my mind before the ball came to me, whether it's in the box or on defense. And after that, like failure, like it's a game of failure. You're gonna fail either way. I'm kind of used to like I don't want to like show my own ego, but I could be considered perfect in some things. Like I'm pretty, I have a pretty good track record. So when I go into a game and I don't play my best, it's easy for me to feel like something's like wrong, like very wrong. But it's natural, and I'm gonna have my games where I go 3 for 3. I'm gonna have games where I go 0 for 3. Especially the higher level gets, it's harder. It just gets harder and harder. Everybody else gets around you. Everybody gets better. So you have to be able to deal with that feeling. Also, I'll talk about time management. I had to learn how to use my hours a day wisely. That's something that was very beat into me when I was younger, especially going into being a kid to being a grown adult. I had to learn how to use my hours to study, baseball, social life, gym, and like other clubs. Like I have many clubs I'm in right now. I'm the president of the Science National Honor Society. I founded the Spanish National Honor Society of school, and I'm the president of the student athlete leadership team as well, and I'm in NHS. So I had to learn how to use my hours wisely throughout the day. And lastly, lastly, I'll talk about leadership skills and cooperation. I think that's like one of the biggest skills I've learned. How to be a leader on the field and off the field with my teammates, organizing practices, working with my coaches, and make sure we're all doing what we need to do for our whole team to be successful. And cooperation is obviously part of the game. You learn that as you go, even without like really trying to do it. But I think that skill of cooperation will help me in my future endeavors.
I can just see mom's like glowing. She's like, so can you talk to my son about time management and just like trying to organize his life? Again, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna get ahead of it before I get insulted. But yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Mom.
No, and I was actually thinking, I feel like we're gonna all work for Gabe one day, and
I
like,
really, I was like, I don't know. Whatever Gabe does, he's going to be successful. And I'm like, I
Thank
can
you.
just tell he's gonna put his mind to whatever it is. He's gonna be president. You got my vote already, so yeah.
Actually, oh wait, also yeah. In fourth grade, my teacher gave me future Mr. President. And I said, well, we all got awards in the year, and mine was
That's
future
amazing.
president.
Yeah, everyone most likely,
Yeah.
and his most likely was to be president. And Gabriel actually has an old coach, his Cooperstown coach from like when he was 12. To this day, he calls him President Gabe.
hey, I think we're gonna all be watching because I think that
Yeah,
could.
I'm keeping a close eye on you, Gabe. So yeah, I'm expecting big things. So
So when Jordan, Jordan and both my kids played baseball until they really pretty much kind of aged out of Little League baseball, and then Jordan always watched this movie like over and over again called Sandlot. I mean, it was a
Mm.
baseball. Gabe, I know y'all different. Have you heard of the movie? Have you seen the movie?
I've seen it. I've seen some clips. I've heard of it a lot, especially in the baseball world.
Well, that was for Jordan's generation. That was like the whole thing.
it's
I mean,
his religion. Yeah,
it was, and he watched it, and he dressed up and ran. I mean, like
a
I
little.
couldn't even.
No, it was like in my head was Benny the Jet Rodriguez, and I was like,
Mm.
I'm gonna dress up just like him, and it was like a little dinky shirt, a baseball cap, and some jeans, and I would dress up and watch it. I knew all the words, and I don't. It makes me sad because I don't know if your generation has like if you have a movie where you're like, oh, that's our Sandlot, that's our I don't know, like Moneyball is great, but it's definitely not like it's a different kind of great. So I don't know if you have.
For for me, I would point to 42 and Moneyball.
Okay.
Especially as
All
a
right.
black person, I love 42. I love the story behind it, and it's real. It's like it's very real. I think everybody
Yeah.
should watch it. And Moneyball, I think Moneyball is really our Sandlot. We watch
That's such a
we
gin. I love it's a top five favorite movie of all time for me. I think it's brilliant. Like, and I love that you're saying that. I just can't. I think it would have taken me if I was 15 years old when I saw it. I don't think I would have gotten it. But like
mm,
watching it in my adult, I'm like, whatever. This story is incredible. So
that's
yeah,
the one we usually talk about compared to Sandlot. We like Moneyball, the story, like because especially the Oakland A's now, they aren't as they don't win as much as they used to. So seeing that story was
that's a
really
nice way to say it, Gabe. So
they have a lot of World Series though. A lot of World
no, they do.
Series.
No, they do. And and we'll get into MLB talk in a little bit, but like they always overachieve for how crappy ownership is, and we don't want to. Who would you say is your like the player that you look up to the most, or I don't want to say favorite, but you emulate your game, or you like to play like them? Is it a Mookie? Like, who would you say your MLB comp? I would say on your best day is.
Honestly, I love watching Guerrero Jr.,
I knew
especially
it.
from
Nice, Vladdy
I went
Jr.
from so Guerrero Jr. His swing is powerful. I see like he always has more power than me, but I see I have a lot of power also, and I try to mimic my game off him a little bit. He also plays first base,
Yeah,
so I see the way he works, and that's really helpful. Also, because like I also like watching Ron Acuna. That's more who I focus on now because of my body type and my position.
yeah,
He emulates more me. He's 6 foot. He plays right field, and we both have similar stances as well as a right-handed hitter. So I like watching him because I think I can mimic him more than Guerrero, just because we have a little bit different body types.
yeah.
So
Because
I love watching
Guerrero's
him.
like and Guerrero's like obviously he looks like he could play, in the
Yeah.
NFL. I'd say he's a big boy. And I don't, Mom, do you know who? So Vlad played on the Rangers. I mean, his dad played on the
Yeah,
Rangers
Yeah,
for.
I know they both
Yeah,
won the home
yeah,
run contest.
yeah.
yeah, and
The-
Yeah.
it's so cool to see.
And Jordan, you have to give me some points for knowing that.
No,
You
I and that was like the cool. I'm serious. We're talking about mom who knows ball. Mom, you got some competition. She might know a little bit more ball than you when it comes to baseball. So no, he's
Baseball, you probably do have me beat. I will say when Jordan worked at MLB, one day I was in Minneapolis, and I'm really telling on myself. And I'm sitting in a restaurant having lunch, and this group of people walk in, and I see this guy, and I go, man, it feels like I worked with him, or it's
Mm.
familiar. Like I spoke to him, I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, hey, and he sits down, and I take a picture, and I'm thinking, and who did it? Jordan, you know who it turned out to be.
I
Uh,
actually don't remember this story. It's probably gonna upset me because
it's really gonna upset you when I tell you who. Oh my God, the guy.
the guy
You know what
that's
team?
Who's that?
What team?
No, he's Oh my God, he played for Minneapolis for a long time.
we got to get to the bottom of
He
this
played
answer.
for Boston for a long time. Oh,
Mookie?
David
No.
Ortiz.
Ortiz.
Oh,
That's so bad because if you see David Ortiz, like
yeah, I'm gonna
Mookie,
know.
he's got a cap on. You might not recognize him,
It,
but David Ortiz, Mom, that's so bad.
it was
I'm angry all over again. That was my guy.
Jordan, you look at a person and you say, I think I know him. I know him. And I spoke and he spoke back. And I almost went to say, did we work at Sarah Lee together? And then it's like,
that is so funny. That's
Crazy. That
early.
is crazy. You work in corporate HR with me.
totally, because it was so friendly. It was like, hey.
Big Poppy. I love
Then
it.
I started to notice a lot of stuff was happening, and I put it together before I left. But initially, it was just like I was getting ready to go. Did you live in Carrollton? So
That's
Harrelson.
so fun. And I mean, of course, I spent, well, I'm an attorney, yes, but that's my side hustle, right? So I spent 20 years of my career in CPG and food and ag, right? And now I'm in science and ag. So I love the fact that you're talking about Sarah Lee and David Ortiz, and not him in a commercial eating, but at the plant.
That's the crazy thing. That she's like, oh, we used to kick it in the break room together. Like, as if he's just like a normal looking guy. Like, in what? Yeah. That's
His
very,
name was the nickname Big Papi, and I was like, God looks familiar. Well, okay. So we're not gonna keep you all. Okay, but I do. I have to say a couple things. You know, when my moms come on, I have to give them their props. Yeah. So Chastity had probably a 25-year career, and went back to school and got her law degree within the last like 5 years. Like, you know, I love that story. And Gabe, just even like watching your mom do that at that point in her life, I mean, like what were you thinking? What did you learn from just like watching her do that? Because that's a big deal.
Honestly, when I was younger, I didn't really understand it because it was just my mom's just normal. But looking back on it, like, it's very, very impressive. She sacrificed a lot, and just doing everything she did was beyond me. I don't know how she did it, especially when she was sick. I don't know how she did all that, but I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, that was incredible. I went back to school and got a master's, a 1-year graduate degree later in life. And
she'll tell you about it. She'll tell you about it every day. It's like, hey, you guys, remember when I did this thing during COVID? It's like, we got it.
Well, you know, I will tell you the guys this. When I passed the bar, there were baseball moms that were congratulating me because they remembered me sitting at the game, in between games, studying. They remembered me in the car studying, you know, and I mean, for me, Gabriel, for him to not only share himself with my career, but then end up sharing himself with a goal that was just so lofty and so big. You know, studying for the bar is like 40 to 50 hours a week on top of your life. And I had a lot of mom guilt. I had a lot of mom guilt, but he was my biggest encourager all along the way. I mean, he really was. I mean, he was really the reason I took the July bar, because I was really just gonna wait until after he graduated and then take it on. And he's like, "No, Mom, you need to go ahead and take it." And and I passed it, and I give all the credit to him for that. And I think we've watched each other go through adversity. We've watched each other, pick ourselves up, and then encourage each other to, pick yourself up, right? Dust yourself off, pick yourself. I mean, put a Band-Aid on it, spit on it, do whatever you got to do, but keep it moving. And I wouldn't say law school and the bar was the hardest thing I've done. I mean, but definitely going back to school in my late 40s and passing the bar at 50. I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, that's incredible. Really thinking like, hey, because Jordan, Gabe may feel 10 planners because his mama is definitely. I always tell Gabe, when I make moves, I make them for your great grandkids. He knows that. It's not even about him. It's not even about his immediate kids. I'm always looking, because as someone that grew up the oldest of 9 kids in a town 6 square miles, mostly in the projects, I tell Gabe, you're one generation away from poverty. So what is your contribution? And so that is really how we think.
No, I absolutely love that. My background is very similar to yours, and I get our kids are grateful, and they know that they've been given a lot of grace and a lot of privilege, but I think it can be a little hard for them to understand from whence we actually came, and what we're doing is we're doing it for the generation after that generation.
Yeah,
So,
after that generation, like it's
Yeah.
not even about you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even really think about you. I think about you, but not for real. I'm really thinking about like what is the trajectory of our lineage?
Yeah.
Like,
and
like some Harriet Tubman-ish. Like that's how I think
Yeah.
about it.
No, I mean that's see this y'all got me hyped up. Like I feel like I'm gonna start the week off I'm gonna have a 10-year plan, a 100-year plan. I mean this is this is great. Mom, what
Let's
Yeah.
work on just having the coffee ready in the morning when you wake up. Let's just start with.
you're really doing me dirty this episode. I mean, I
Now,
thought we had
I
a clean
am
slate for
with you.
2025, Mom. You're coming out, airing out my dirty laundry. So.
Jordan, I'm super proud of Jordan. You know, he does have to get up really early for his job, and I do a little check-in sometime, but
always wake. Okay,
but he's always. So we were going to have a short interview, and then we were going to talk about some football later on, Jordan and I. But Jordan, I think this feels like.
Look, we're bringing you guys back on for our MLB preview for sure, because I got some. I want to pick Gabe's brain a little bit about this upcoming season. I think it'll be a good one with just the teams that we got, and I just remember watching. I think I called Mom right after the Freddie Freeman walk-off home run, and that was in Game 1 of the World Series. And you could say what you want about baseball, it's still got the best postseason. I don't care what y'all say. True. Best postseason, hands down. True. Like October baseball is electric. So
that is true. That is true. Yeah. Okay, so thank y'all so much. I appreciate both of you, and Gabe, we're going to be following your career at Morehouse and
your presidential run
and your
whatever. You need a campaign manager. I don't know if I can do it, but I can get you with a guy who could do it. So we'll be locked in.
Sure.
Well, you know what? His dad and we're very proud of him, and I tell people to this day, Gabe was raised to leave and lead, and so. Have at it. That's how it is. Go do your thing.
That is great. And so, as we wrap up another episode of Mom Knows Ball, we want you guys to share, comment, subscribe.
Mom's working on a promo video that she just found out what promo even meant. So we got, 2025 is gonna be our year. So Mom, I'm gonna run it down the line. Do you know ball?
A little ball.
Little bit.
Gabe, do you know ball?
I think I know a good amount of ball.
Okay.
Can confirm, yeah.
Mom, do you know ball? Do you know ball back there?
I know ball.
So I think we all know ball.
I think we all know a good amount of ball.
And and Chastity, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm expecting you to say this. I know what you're gonna say. Okay. All right, roll tide. Okay. I knew it was coming. It had to happen. Thank y'all. We'll see you next time